Hello and welcome to Chabot News for Thursday, March 27th, 2025. My name is Evan Netto and today we'll be covering the dire needs of children in Gaza, the arrest of multiple LA gang members, and another professional driver hack about parallel parking. In sports news, Shiloh will tell you about Glebensky pleading guilty last year to a federal charge for transporting and transferring stolen goods. Plus, news about Tracy Morgan getting sick while sitting courtside at a New York Knicks game. And in entertainment news, Bruce has the scoop on Benson Boone gracefully accepting the award for Song of the Year and the top billed artist for Lollapalooza 2025. All that and more coming up in today's edition of Chabot News. Barry Butch Wilmore and Sunny Williams have returned to Earth after nearly 10 months in space. The SpaceX Dragon capsule, carrying the astronauts, splashed down off the coast of Florida. As Brandon Truitt reports, people in Needham, Massachusetts held a watch party to celebrate Williams, their hometown hero.
USA! USA! USA!
There wasn't an inch of free space in the common room, people standing shoulder to shoulder in the Needham restaurant, watching history unfold. The hometown girl, Sunny Williams, back on Earth after that 8-day trip turned into a 9-month mission. The drinks were flowing. A life-sized Williams cutout was perfect for taking pictures. But the impact of this moment on young girls, it's as if Sunny was writing her legacy on those watching eyes.
We all kind of feel relieved that she's safe, and yeah, we're so excited to see her again.
It's so cool that she's a part of our town and everybody knows her across the entire country, and I'm so proud to have gone to her school.
Sisters Jaya and Priya Butler both attended the elementary school in Sunny's name. Relics of missions past line the hallways, the inspiration on full display.
I think it's really great for kids to see that someone who grew up in this community, graduated from Needham Public Schools, can go on to become someone so successful.
Just to show support and that we're happy for a safe return.
Even members of Williams' graduating class of 1983 turned out, describing her as funny, smart, and athletic. The work of one woman impacting generations.
It is so exciting, and we're so proud to have a classmate that is so successful and did something so amazing.
At our school, we're all really proud of her, and we're just happy that she's back so she can visit us again.
Thanks, Brandon. Sunny Williams doesn't live in Needham, but is said to visit the elementary school in her name often, and obviously making an impact in both space and the classroom. In China, bagels can cost anywhere between 10 to 20 times more than a traditional bun. But that hasn't stopped locals from touting its health benefits and creative flavors, making it a trendy new dish well worth the price. CNN's Mark Stewart reports.
This is a new kind of bread from my perspective.
Is eating a bagel a cool thing to do in China?
At first I thought it was quite cool because there weren't any bagels before, but now I think it's already a regular option for me. However, some people still do not quite get it.
The baking bustle has begun at this bagel bakery, but this isn't New York City. This is Beijing, China.
You could say the city's booming with bagels in cafes, on phone delivery apps, and on social media.
Healthy, good-looking, and it's also a new trend.
This is a traditional Chinese bun, and like a bagel, it's made of flour and water. But bagels cost 10 to 20 times more on average, and people are willing to pay for it.
One of the newest stores, Bagel Boogle, opened in Beijing just a few months ago.
Why do you think bagels are so popular right now in Beijing?
Young people, they more and more like the healthy lifestyle, and they also get so many news in the social media to know the bagel is a healthy food.
So some of the bagels here are actually quite traditional. This is a bagel with cream cheese and salmon, but there are also tastes to reflect the region, like this tea-infused cream cheese. All right, we'll give this a try. I like it.
But this isn't the only store in town. Down the street, the Daily Bagel. You'll also see some standard fare on their menu, along with some local tastes.
We also have shiso and peach flavor you probably in the US, right?
The store's been in Beijing for 8 years. Its founder says the surge of this centuries-old food is being fed by social media and food bloggers.
The bagel boom is not created by demand. It's an illusion made by the food and beverage industry. I think the vibe is also part of the boom, I guess. The atmosphere, the company, what you talk about. I guess you're paying for a feeling. It's not just the food.
Thanks, Mark. According to social media, China's capital, Beijing, is booming with bagels and cafes. One of its newest stores, Bagel Bugle, opened in Beijing just a few months ago. But it isn't the only store in town. Down the street is the Daily Bagel. Unintentional Spider-Man references aside, you'll also see some standard fare on their menu, along with some local tastes. The store has been in Beijing for 8 years. Its founder says the surge in demand for this centuries-old food is being fed by a mixture of social media and food bloggers. Israel's war in Gaza has traumatized the nearly million-plus children living in the Strip, creating a dire need for psychological support. Sama is one of those children whose lives has been turned upside down by war. Abir Salman reports.
أنا اللي خلاني أمسك المراية بترجع أمشط أنا زقت أنا وما مشطتش نفسي أرجع أمشط وأصير أمشط أنا.
At just 8 years old, Sama Tubail has not only lost nearly all of her hair, but also a part of her childhood. Doctors say Tubail's hair fell out from nervous shock, triggered by the trauma she endured, especially after her neighbor's house was struck in Rafah in August last year.
بتذكر يعني زي كيف أنا كنت أمشط شعري زي كيف كنت أجدله زي كيف كنت يعني أمشطه كتير كنت أمشطه أنا شعري. بتذكر لما أنا أمشط شعر العروسة بتذكر أنا زي كيف كنت أمشط شعري.
In this displacement camp in Khan Yunis, she tells her mother about the teasing she faces by other children whenever she goes outside.
نمر عليا يقعدوا بيحكوا لي يا قرع يلي معك سرطان بدنا تلبسي هيك بقعد يحكوا لي فبطلت اطلع العب برا صرت اقعد العب بس مع خواتي بس مع خواتي.
لابسه برا 24 بتقول لي بس انا يا ماما خايفه تسمعتها انه قصتي ما يطلعش يعني بدها الشعر يونسها شويه.
بحكي لها ماما يعني اضلني هيك انا طول عمري بدون شعر لا بموت وبيطلع شعري بالجنة إن شاء الله.
Sama is not alone. UNICEF says nearly all of Gaza's 1.2 million children need psychological support, especially those exposed to repeated trauma. And after the ceasefire was announced in January, a UN official told the Security Council a generation had been traumatized by the war in Gaza.
Thanks, Abir. At just 8 years old, Sama Tubail has not only lost nearly all of her hair, but also a part of her childhood. Doctors say Tubail's hair fell out from nervous shock triggered by the trauma she endured, especially after neighbor's house was struck in August last year. After the ceasefire was announced in January, a UN official told the UN Security Council that an entire generation had been traumatized by the war in Gaza. We sent our reporter, Enrique Peña, to ask Chabot students about the children in Gaza.
I think it's terrible that so many children have died, so many innocent lives are it's just a terrible situation, and I'm praying to God that this situation ends soon. And then there needs to be some type of solution there that works for all parties involved, and the suffering and the deaths need to stop happening. There's a lot of people dying, and it needs to stop.
The situation in Gaza is messed up overall. You know, we're seeing an ethnic cleansing going on with the Israel people, and if you try to fight back in any way, they'll claim it as Zionism when they're over here literally murdering people. And the Israelis want to talk about how rough they have it while they're over here baking gluten-free bread for their soldiers so they'll murder more civilians, or while regular Israeli people are over here signing the bombs that are used to blow up Palestinian hospitals. Overall, it's a very messed up situation. I wish the U.S. would step in and stop this genocide, this straight up genocide from happening in our world. But as we know, we have our orange peeled president of Donald J. Trump, who refuses to do anything, as he wants to call all these people terrorists, murderers, and all that, when they did nothing wrong. And that's my 2 cents.
I think it's a horrible thing that's going on. I feel like our government is enabling the situation in Gaza. There's definitely needs to be sort of change, more repercussions against Israel and the U.S. for continuing this onslaught on Gaza.
Thanks, Enrique. No matter what your stance is, what is happening to the children is tragic. In an apparent breach of U.S. national security, The Atlantic's editor-in-chief says the top Trump administration officials accidentally sent him war plans. Jeffrey Goldberg says he was included in a group chat about military strikes in Yemen. He learned about the strikes just a couple of hours before they were carried out on March 15th. National Security Council spokesperson says the messages in the group chat on Signal, an encrypted messaging app, appear to be authentic. The White House is now reviewing use of the Signal app over concerns that too many staffers are relying on it. Later, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth told reporters, quote, "Nobody was texting war plans." He made the comments after landing at a military base in Hawaii. Now we go to sports news with Shyla Prakash.
Stealing and reselling millions of dollars worth of Masters Golf Tournament merchandise and memorabilia. 40-year-old Richard Brendan Globensky pleaded guilty last year to a federal charge of transporting and transferring stolen goods in the interstate commerce. He admitted to stealing the items between 2009 and 2022 when he worked at a warehouse assistant at the Augusta National Golf Club in Georgia. The goods sold for about $5.6 million to an online broker. They included historically significant items like the green jackets awarded to Arnold Palmer, Gene Sarazen, and Ben Hogan. Comedian Tracy Morgan got sick while sitting courtside at a New York Knicks game on Monday, March 17. The incident briefly paused play during the third quarter against the Miami Heat. Morgan is a devoted Knicks fan. Tuesday, March 18th, he provided an update on social media saying doctors diagnosed him with food poisoning. The actor has faced significant health challenges in the past. He was in a near-fatal car accident in 2014 that left him in a coma for 2 weeks. He also battled diabetes and underwent kidney transplant in 2010. That's it for sports news. Now back to you, Evan.
Thanks, Shyla. Oh snap, the professional driver is back. This time we're practicing the second way to parallel park on the right side. In this 3-part series, we check in with our reporter, Alan Sampson, as he goes out to ask people about how they parallel park on the right side.
Attention drivers, do you find it challenging to parallel park? Well, here is 2 out of the 3 ways to parallel park on the right side. But before we get into this driver hack, we asked some people about their tactics on how they parallel park.
Well, I wouldn't know, Alan. If only there was an educated driver that could teach me how.
That's a good question. I don't know.
I am not allowed to parallel park. Anytime you try to see me parallel park, you will see the back end of my car. Trust me. Don't play with it.
Fascinating answers there. Let's get into our driver hack now. When parallel parking on the right side, the second way is to drive forward until you are aligned with your parking space. Drive forward a foot. Turn your steering wheel to the left. Drive forward until you are at a 35-degree angle with the vehicle in front, simultaneously aligning your passenger's side mirror with the middle of the vehicle in front. Straighten out your wheel and reverse in until your vehicle's front side right corner is aligned with the front side left corner of the parking space. Turn left and reverse until you are in your parking space. The car goes right in. This is our second way to parallel park on the right side.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's pretty good advice, I think.
That's dope, man. I still ain't trying it.
Remember to drive safely and please be courteous. I am Alan Sampson reporting for Evolve the Earth. Now back to our show.
Awesome driver hack, Alan. I can't wait to see the other 2 ways to parallel park on the right side. I definitely need to share these driving hacks with my family and friends and use them too. A family of 5 in Kansas City, Kansas, not Missouri, and firefighters had the unique opportunity to work together last week. Rachel Henderson joined them for their joint shift.
With a job like this, routine calls don't exist.
Every day is a little bit different.
Today,
Pumper 19 to dispatch.
different is an understatement.
Who else gets to do this?
Technically, no one. There's something these 5 have in common, and it's not the uniform.
I just can't tell you how proud I am of my whole family. Certainly my sons that are standing here. When I say sons, I'm definitely including Tyler Nevels. He is my son as well. So
These firefighters are all related. Chad's the patriarch, and Trenton, Cameron, and Tyler are his 3 sons, not to be confused with Tyler Nevels, Chad's son-in-law.
So I didn't think that I would ever have this many of my brothers on the department with me. I thought it was just going to be me and my dad.
Their drills are routine, but working together's not. It was the chief's idea to pair them up for one day only. Following in their father's footsteps was a no-brainer.
Never in my wildest dreams had what I think I'd be at a station working on rigs with my dad and my brothers. Like, I think that's just uber cool.
when we get on the scene, we're all business. You guys ever drank out of a fire hose?
There's plenty of wisdom to soak up.
My dad did a great example of showing us how good of a career it was.
But wisdom isn't just passed down.
You're going to teach me something here because this is new to me.
Say the most exciting thing is just being together, spending time with one another, being able to serve our community together as a family and as fellow brothers in the fire service.
Thank you, Ty.
This break in Chad's routine started a fire he never wants to put out.
I've never been more proud in my life than this moment.
Thanks, Rachel. Trenton and Tyler Womble are both firefighter paramedics, while Cameron, Womble, and Nevels hope to begin paramedic school in the fall. Now we go to entertainment news with Bruce Malloy.
Thanks, Evan. The lineup is out for one of Chicago's signature festivals. The top billed artists for Lollapalooza 2025 include Olivia Rodrigo, Tyler the Creator, Sabrina Carpenter, Rufus Du Sol, Luke Combs, Twice, A$AP Rocky, Korn, and Gracie Abrams. The 4-day festival, first conceived in 1991, includes more than 170 artists across 8 stages. Its music genre spans from alt-rock to hip-hop and heavy metal to electronic dance music. Pre-sale tickets went on sale starting 20 March 2025, with ticket prices ranging from $385 for general admission to the Lola Insider for $25,000. You can also grab a VIP pass starting at $1,565. The festival typically attracts nearly 500,000 people to Chicago's Grant Park every summer. This year's festival runs from July 31st to August 3rd. While Benson Boone didn't win a Grammy despite his acrobatic singing of Beautiful Things, he knocked it out of the park at last Monday's iHeartRadio Music Awards. Looking surprised, but not really, Benson Boone won Song of the Year for Beautiful Things. Boone beat the likes of Shabuzi, Kendrick Lamar, Teddy Swims, and Doja Cat to take the top honors. Let's go to the iHeartRadio Music Awards to watch Benson Boone gracefully accept the award for Song of the Year.
Hello, everybody. How we doing? My name is Benson Boone. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, iHeart. Thank you to the fans, to my family, to my manager and best friend. This is a crazy job. It is not what I was expecting to do with my life. And every day is a new adventure. But I think something that is really, 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 really important for me in my career is having someone that believes in me. And from the very beginning of doing radio interviews and promo and coming to radio stations, Tom Pullman has believed in me and iHeart has believed in me, and they have played my music and streamed my songs. And truly, it is incredible to feel believed in. So thank you to the people, the listeners, the fans that have believed in me, because I promise you it means so much to me. It means so much. So thank you everyone. Thank you so much, iHeart. Love you guys.
I'm sure there's a lot of debate about his win, but you can't fault him for being a great performer with his powerfully raw and emotional song, Beautiful Things. Congratulations, Benson Boone. You deserve that recognition. Now back to you, Evan.
Thanks, Bruce. A city in the United States has topped the top 10 list for the best food in the world. The city of New Orleans came in at the #1 spot. The global survey was released by Time Out and more than 18,000 people participated. The Louisiana city is known for its diverse culinary blend of French, Spanish, Vietnamese, and African influence. New Orleans is also where you can go to get some of the best gumbo, jambalaya, and beignets. Bangkok, Thailand came in at #2, while Medellin, Colombia was #3. Paris, often thought of as a capital for culture and fine dining, came in at number 9. We sent our reporter, Cole Wagner, out to find out how far Chabot students would go for a delicious culinary experience.
Maybe either Mexico or Salvador, because I'm Hispanic, so it kind of better help.
Hawaii and Nepal sounds pretty good. I just think it's a cool country, you know.
It has to be Mexico. Mexican food has to be the top best food in the whole world.
Well, I've been to Paris. Their food was pretty good. Probably Thailand. I really like Thai food.
Thanks, Cole. Turns out that no matter where you are, all roads lead to Flavortown. The Department of Justice is searching for the longtime leader of a well-known Los Angeles gang. On Wednesday, March 19th, the DOJ announced the arrest of multiple members and associates of the longtime Rollin' 60s neighborhood Crips street gang. 10 people face charges related to drug trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy, and firearm offenses. Meanwhile, federal authorities are on the hunt for Eugene Henley Jr., who they say ran a criminal enterprise. He was charged with conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, or RICO. The 58-year-old is also a music entertainment entrepreneur and is considered a fugitive. Now we go to this week's Top 5 with Adrian Santoyo.
Thanks, Evan. My name is Adrian Santoyo, and these are my top 5 places I would personally love to visit. Starting off with number 5 is Netherlands. I would love to visit this place, and I have heard many stories from family members. It is a peaceful and beautiful place for sightseeing. The place I want to visit most is Netherlands, is the Tulips Garden. Moving on, another place I love to visit and I have personally already seen is New York City. It is one of the most beautiful cities at night next to Las Vegas. I really enjoy the sightseeing and the city life in New York. This place is really memorable and I would love to go see it again. Third on my list, I have Puerto Rico. It is a dream of mine to see this island. I would love to chill on the tropical beaches. I would also love to try the Puerto Rico flavors because of my Hispanic background. Specifically, I want to go eat at La Casita Blanca. My second country is Spain. This country is at top of many travelers' lists. I would love to see the Sagrada Familia. I'm excited for all the fresh seafood and jamon. It is one on my bucket list for sure. And finally, coming in first place, I would love to visit Tokyo, Japan. I have seen so many social media TikToks about people visiting Tokyo. The city life, the lights, the food seem like it's from another world. There is no other place I would want to see more than Tokyo, specifically the 7-Elevens, and I want to try all the fresh sushi. Now that is it for me. Now back to you, Evan.
Thanks, Adrian. A wildfire is burning in San Jacinto County, Texas, north of Houston. Fire crews fighting the blaze say it was 0% contained as of March 19th. Local officials said at least 700 acres have burned. Crews are dropping water from helicopters in the Sam Houston National Forest area. Officials said only a few structures have been impacted by the blaze. Despite this, more than a dozen people had to evacuate the area. The National Institute of Health has halted funding for dozens of HIV-based research grants. According to the NIH, the cuts align with President Donald Trump's executive order on what he deems as wasteful spending. The United Nations says AIDS-related deaths will surge globally without financial backing from the U.S., while federal data shows 1.2 million Americans currently have HIV. The disease has caused more than 700,000 deaths in the U.S. since 1981. That's all for Chabot News this week. Thanks to all the students and staff in the Mass Communications Department here at Chabot College for making this production possible. You can watch us anytime online at youtube.com/ChabotTV. Stay tuned to KCTH Channel 27 on Comcast for more Chabot TV.